This is Project Audion, timeless audio dramas for modern times, created the classic way.
Hello, I'm Larry Groby with the Generic Radio Workshop, and today I'm outside the imposing Bob and Ray World Corporate Headquarters, a place from which, even now, years after the founders' deaths, the vast legacy of Bob and Ray continues to have an impact on popular culture. Some examples. Well, we all look forward, don't we, to the annual Bob and Ray summer movie blockbuster set in the vast Bob and Ray cinematic universe. And who could forget the Bob and Ray sports tumblers that blew up on social media last year? And elsewhere, the expanding chain of Bob and Ray travel stops with their vast array of gifts, foods, and gas inspired by the two and only. And to think this all started from such humble beginnings on a rainy day in the mid-1940s when two young men were thrown together to ad-lib for the first time on the radio. Something clicked, the start of a partnership that stretched into 5 decades. They went on to conquer every radio network, including NPR, as well as TV, commercials, films, and even Broadway. Bob Elliott and Ray Goulding's humor influenced and paved the way for such diverse people as Bob Newhart, George Carlin, Garrison Keillor, and Pete Lutz. In fact, Mr. Lutz has written just for Project Audion a new set of half-hour droll satirical sketches. And Pete also plays Ray. Or is it Bob? I always get the two confused. I'm being told he plays Ray. In any case, welcome to another Project Audion original. Sit back and enjoy a matinee with Bob and Ray.
And now, from approximately coast to coast, it's Matinee with Bob and Ray.
Thanks, friends, and welcome to another Matinee with Bob and Ray. Hi, Ray.
Hello to you, Mr. Elliott.
Say, you're acting somewhat formal today. What gives?
Well, I can't help it, Mr. Elliott. I'm wearing that new tie my wife gave me for Father's Day a couple years ago, and it puts me in a rather formal, elegant mood.
Well, it is a lovely tie, Raymond.
Thank you, Robert.
And it goes so well with your hop-along Cassidy pajamas.
It does, doesn't it?
So, what's first on the agenda, Mr. Goulding?
I believe we're going to have a remote report from good old Wally Ballou. Are we ready for that? Oh, good. St. Patrick's Day will soon be upon us, and as usual, the entire world will be Irish, most especially in the United States, where more than 8 Irelands can fit into the state of Texas alone. That's a staggering, sobering fact. But, of course, on St. Paddy's Day, nobody wants to think about sobering, and everybody's staggering. So let's bring in our intrepid reporter, Wally Ballou, whose guest today apparently bears some relation to Ireland and this special holiday. So, from the headquarters of the Hibernian Society in New York City, take it away, Wally Ballou.
Wally Ballou here, speaking to you from the Hibernian Society in New York City, from which I'm told the vast enterprise that is the St. Patrick's Day Parade on 5th Avenue in this grand city takes place. And with me today is, believe it or not, someone who says his name is Shamrock's McOverbite and claims to be a true Irish leprechaun. Mr. McOverbite, welcome to our show.
Hiya.
So, Shamrocks, St. Patrick's Day is coming up.
Yeah?
Well, that's what we've always been told is a leprechaun's, special day.
Oh? Oh, yeah, sure.
And one that New Yorkers hold dear to their hearts, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah, sure. Whatever, pal.
Now, folks, we've all heard the various legends of the leprechaun, how he's a little man, all dressed in green, who makes shoes and hides his gold in a pot at the end of the rainbow, how he's mischievous and hard to capture, But if you do capture a leprechaun, he'll grant you 3 wishes if you set him free. So, Mr. McOverbite, how much of this is true?
Huh? Was you still talking to me now? I stopped listening a long time ago.
Yes, well, I guess that's the mischievous side of your leprechaun personality coming out, eh, Shamrocks?
Are we almost done? I'm bored.
Yes, we sure are. And just a few more questions, if you don't mind. So let's cover the basics here and compare them to you yourself, all right? All right. Firstly, a leprechaun dresses all in green, yes?
Yeah?
Well, I can't help but notice that not only are you not dressed all in green, in fact, you're not wearing any green at all. A black Nirvana t-shirt, blue running shorts, and brown flip-flops. Hardly the costume of a leprechaun, don't you think?
Now, wait a minute, buddy.
And what's with the way you're talking? Every story I've ever heard, every movie I've ever seen with a leprechaun, that leprechaun spoke with an Irish accent. That's not what I'm hearing from you.
Well, if you'll just listen, I'll explain.
Well, while you're explaining, why don't you try to tackle this? My entire life has been spent believing that leprechauns are little people, no taller, say, than a 2-year-old boy.
Yeah? So?
So you're, I don't know, 6'3"?
Hey! Maybe I had a hormonal problem. I don't like to talk about that. Now listen. You can't come around here accusing me of not being
What
a
a
real
monumental waste of my time this was. I should have listened to my mother, gone into certified public accounting, but no, I had to go in search of. And the final straw, Mr. Shamrocks McGoverbite, is that your so-called leprechaun name sounds exactly like it was taken from one of those ridiculous Pick Your Magic Leprechaun name charts that you find on social media every year around this time.
Okay, Mr. Baloo. I'm gonna come clean.
Oh, so you admit you're not a leprechaun?
No, believe me, I really am a leprechaun. But I'm in the Irish Witness Protection Program.
The what?
I testified against the big boss leprechaun, Leprosy, over in Dublin, and got sent over here. Changed my name, changed my appearance, all that.
Leprosy?
He's a mad dog killer, Mr. Baloo. I'm risking a lot by telling you this.
Oh, come on now. What is this? Who put you up to this? Listen, I've had some serious pranks pulled on me before, but this takes the cake. You're no more leprechaun than I am. The Irish Witness Protection Program, Leprosy, don't make me laugh. I'm out of here. Come on, Ernie, let's pack it up.
Who's that?
Open up in there, Shamrocks. We know you spilled the beans. Open up. You gonna come quietly?
It's Leppy's boys. They must have followed you, Baloo. Oh, don't forget this, you no good Nick.
What? Wait, what? Ladies and gentlemen, my guest, Mr. Overbite, has just suddenly disappeared. I guess he might have been a leprechaun after all.
Get him, boys! Don't let him get away! I've got him! Hold on to him there!
We seem to have lost our remote feed with our intrepid reporter, Wally Ballou, but we hope to hear back again from him very soon. We'll return to our regularly scheduled program after this brief message. Listeners, we are proud to introduce a new sponsor to the Bob and Ray Show, Galvanized Yeast. This is an easy-to-swallow tablet that's specially formulated for folks who might be feeling a need for more zinc and iron in their diet to give them that extra boost or pep in their step.
That's right, friends. If you or a loved one are feeling a bit rusty on the inside, maybe you should try galvanized yeast. Once, twice, or 3 times a day, galvanized yeast is guaranteed to combat internal rust in your system.
We must stress here, however, that galvanized yeast has no effect whatsoever on external rust.
Ray's right, friends. Please do not rub galvanized yeast tablets on your external parts. See a medical professional for that.
Use only as directed. galvanized yeast.
Every tablet guaranteed to be dipped fully in the finest quality zinc. Look for the unique rust red carton and the distinctive GY on every tablet of galvanized yeast. Welcome, shipmates, to another installment of Navy Talent Locker. I'm your host, Seaman Apprentice Morris, and today we're coming to you from the flight deck of the historic USS Sturley Maritime Museum, permanently sunk in New York Harbor. And what? Oh, excuse me, the folks here tell me that it's just the keel of the ship that's permanently sunk in the harbor, while the remainder of this fine old warship is above the waterline. Thanks for that clarification, shipmates. Let's get on with the show. And we have a fine lineup of talented folks here with us today. While we normally confine our talent contest to America's finest sailors, soldiers, and Marines, we're relaxing the rules a bit while enjoying the sights and sounds of New York City. Anyone is welcome. And to prove that, here's our first contestant, a civilian. Hello, sir. And what's your name?
Hello there, I am Buster B. Dodge.
Hiya, Buster, and what do you do?
I'm the owner and operator of Buster's Pet Crematorium in Jamaica, Queens.
No kidding. I don't think I've ever met someone who cremates pets. What's your regular clientele? Dogs, cats, goldfish?
Yes, Seaman Morris, we do get a lot of dogs and cats. Although people usually tend to flush their goldfish, even though the city does not recommend such a thing, but our motto at Buster's Pet Crematorium is no pet too big or too small.
Well, that's really interesting, Buster. What's the biggest pet you've ever had to, tackle? I mean,
Cremate? Well, I'm glad you asked me that question. There was one old woman who owned a pet elephant, and when he passed away,
elephant? Wow. Do you even have a furnace big enough for a...
Oh, no, we don't. It took 3 of my men 2 days with chainsaws to slice...
Buster, we don't need the details, matey. Why don't we move on, eh? What talent are you bringing to the microphone today?
Well, Morris, I've invented a special musical instrument, a keyboard with all of the notes made from various squeaky toys.
Well, this is really something, Buster. I see at this end you've got a rubber duck, and what's that one over there?
That's a froggy, and this one here is my favorite superhero, Wonder Lady.
Oh, I see. Wonder Lady has a lot of bite marks on her body. Did your dog use it as a play toy, Buster?
No.
Oh, yeah. I guess it's time for you to demonstrate your prowess on this squeaky toy organ thing.
I shall now perform the first movement of Bidet's unfinished Water Symphony.
Ladies and gents, let's hear it for Buster B. Dodge. Well, Buster, just move your organs over to starboard and let's bring on our next contestant. Good day, sir. And I see you're wearing a strange uniform of some kind. Are you part of the maintenance crew of the good old USS Sturley?
No, young man, my name is General Rocknose Stonebreaker of the United States Air Force, stationed at McGurk Air Force Base in New Jersey.
Oh, I see, a general, eh? Well, that's pretty high up in the Air Force, I reckon. What do all these shiny coins on your chest mean?
Coins? Why, young man, I'll have you know that each one of these medals was earned for valor and meritorious service while serving as administration officer stateside during the war.
Well, congratulations on your bravery and courage, General, while pushing that pencil across that desk.
Why, of all the impudence, I'll have you...
If you have me court-martialed, General, you can't be on the show. So make up your mind. Which one do you want more? Eh? The audience is waiting.
Today I shall be performing my world-famous Tony Bennett impression.
Yeah, I thought so. So you're a Tony Bennett fan, eh? We don't get too many Bennett impersonators, so this should be a treat. Do you have music for our orchestra?
Well, no. The only way I've ever sung my world-famous Tony Bennett impression is in the shower at home and over at the base gym. So,
What on earth is this contraption being brought onto our stage, General?
This is a makeshift shower stall that my boys over at the squadron rigged up for me, and I'll just get into it, turn on the water spray, and get started.
Well, I thought I'd seen everything by now, but this really takes... Okay, it looks like the water line's been hooked up, sir, so why don't you step into the stall and show us your strong stylings?
Oh,
Is there a problem, General?
I guess I didn't plan on how to take off my clothes for the shower.
Well, it ain't that kind of show, General, so you'd better just step in and get started the way you are, okay? Time's a-wasting.
Well, all righty, here goes.
And now, Air Force General Rocknose Stonebreaker with his very special Tony Bennett impression. Okay, gang, let's hear it for General Stonebreaker. General, we don't have a cleanup in our budget, so here's a swab. You'll have to mop up this big puddle, okay? Super. Let's take our mic over here where it's dry and meet our final contestant of the night. Hi there. Welcome to Navy Talent Locker. And what's your name?
Hello, my name is Slavomir Glovnia from Yonkers.
Oh, that's a mouthful. So, Slavomir, what do you do?
I am a poet. I write the little verses you see in greeting cards.
I love those little verses. I bought one for my ma for Mother's Day, and she bawled her eyes out. That was good for a 5-spot from her to use at the Enlisted Man's Club later on, too. So, have I seen any of your cards on sale in stores?
No, unfortunately, I have never sold a single verse.
No? Oh, I'm sorry. How many have you written?
More than 400, and all of them have been rejected.
Tough luck, matey. That's,
Would you like to hear one?
No, I mean, not right now, all right? Unless that was your talent, eh?
No, that's not my talent. I do catcalls.
Oh, catcalls, eh?
No, Mr. Seaman, it is not that kind of catcall. Not where big muscled men whistle at pretty girls. No, I mean like with bird calls, but I call cats.
Oh, cat calls. I getcha. So, what kind of cats, then?
All kinds. Exotic and domestic cats. You like to hear?
Yeah, sure. Are you ready to start? All right then, folks, our final contestant of the evening, Slavomir Glovnia, with his very special cat calls.
First, I do British long-hair cat. Meow. Next, the Himalayan cat. Meow. Now, the Abyssinian cat. Meow. And finally...
You know, Slavomir, I couldn't help but notice that all your catcalls sound the same.
Do not be ridiculous. To the trained ear, all of my catcalls sound exactly like the cats I name. You have untrained ear, and so
Well, matey, I'm pretty sure the judges are as untrained as I am, so don't expect much of a score from them, eh? Okay, well, we've had quite a night here on the flight deck of the old USS Sturdley here in New York Harbor, and it's time for our judges' decisions. Judges, what do you say about our 3 contestants? And that's just what I was expecting. A triple loss for our contestants tonight. What a disappointment, folks, eh? Our judges were unimpressed with all 3 of our players, so that means our big jackpot will rise to a whopping $32 next week. And What's that sound? Oh my gosh, folks, there's about 100 cats running this way, and they must be responding to Slavimir's cat calls. He was right. Our ears weren't trained enough, so I guess we have a winner after all. Wait. What's that, General?
I said it wasn't his stupid cat calls. I couldn't finish my tuna fish sandwich, so I just threw what was left of it onto the gangplank. Now it's time to pick up some more valuable tips for you home handymen as we pay another of our regular visits to the basement workshop of Fred Falvey, the do-it-yourselfer. Fred, I can't help but notice that down here in your basement workshop, you have what appears to be a World War II-era Sherman tank.
You're close, Ray, but this is actually a Mark V tank used by the American forces in WW1. It's a common error made by folks like you.
Yes, I suppose so, Fred. But is this the project you were going to present today?
No, Ray, this is just something I've been working on in my spare time. I purchased the disassembled parts for the Mark V from an Army surplus auction a couple of years ago, and I've only recently had time to start putting the pieces together. And of course, it's all been done with simple tools, something any handyman has in his tool chest. Oh, and by the way, it's being donated to a local museum.
Well, color me impressed, Fred. I guess we can all agree we're looking at a piece of history here. But, how are you going to get it out of your basement workshop?
Oh, that won't be a problem. I'm planning to build a packed earth ramp from the basement floor up to the ground. And after I cut a hole in the side of my house, I'll just drive it right out.
Oh my, that sounds pretty expensive, Fred.
Yes, Ray, but I'm not counting that expense as a part of the overall do-it-yourself job.
I see. That's pretty smart, Fred. And it's another fine example of better living by doing it yourself. Now, I know that the home handymen listening in are anxious to hear the tip that you've chosen to pass along to them this week.
Well, to tell you the truth, Ray, I've been so busy with this Mark V tank project that I had to farm out a do-it-yourself project for this week, and so I'd like to introduce you and our listeners to my friend, Mr. Rock Virgo, who has made his own name in the world of do-it-yourselfing. He's known, in fact, as Mr. Handy Dandy, the DIY guy. I think you'll be interested in the project he'll be demonstrating.
Well, I have to admit this is unusual for you, Fred, but you've never let us down before, so we'll humor you and see what happens.
That's fine, and I'll appreciate it if you'd step aside now and let me conduct the rest of this session with Mr. Virgo. He gets a little nervous with too many people around. Okay? Okay. Hi, Rock, and welcome to the Bob and Ray Show.
Thank you. Hello, everybody out there in the listening audience. Today, I'll be describing a project that anybody can do with just a few simple tools and materials that will improve the look of a certain room in your home and possibly increase the sale value of said home with the outlay of only a few dollars.
Well, that sounds very exciting, and I'm certain our listeners will be very glad to hear about it, Rock.
I'm sure they will too if you'll just let me get started. Would it be possible for you to just kind of sit over there and keep quiet?
Of course, certainly. I'll just let you get started. I'll be over here with Ray.
Good. Today I'll be demonstrating how you can cover an unsightly hole in your bathroom floor with a special porcelain fixture. This is sure to improve the look of your bathroom.
Rock, wait a minute. Did I hear that right? You're going to describe how to cover
an unsightly hole in your bathroom floor, yes. And why aren't you over there on that side of the studio?
Well, never mind that. Now, unless I miss my guess, you're describing how to install a household toilet.
Now that you mention it, yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. Thanks for spoiling the reveal.
Reveal? What makes you think people don't already have a toilet?
If I'd known you were going to give everybody the information up front, I'd never... Listen, why didn't you tell me you were going to do this? I got lots of better things to do with my time.
Listen, Rock, you were hired to present a do-it-yourself project, not to embarrass me by demonstrating to idiots, I guess, that the hole in their floor isn't really supposed to be there.
Oh, yeah? Well, listen, buddy, you got some nerve. I happen to have grown up in a house where all we had was a hole in the floor.
Well, I'm not really sure what to say in response to that.
And on top of that, I and my guy spent a lot of time putting this display together, too. Just look at this bathroom mock-up, bud, and look at this commode. Now what are we going to do with it?
Say, Rock, this is gorgeous. You and your team did a really nice job. Folks, all my earlier comments aside, Rock Virgo, Mr. Handy Dandy, the DIY guy, has put together a beautiful display here. I'm sorry we don't have more time to spend on it, but we hope you'll consider coming back sometime to show us another Handy Dandy DIY project.
Thank you. I'll see if I can make it. Okay, it's time to send it back to the studio. So let me say thank you to our special guest, Rock Virgo, and our regular guest, Fred Falvey, the do-it-yourselfer. Once again, we've seen an example of how to live better by doing it yourself. Say, I'd like to try this baby out. Here goes. What's that sound?
Hi, friends. I'm here with good news for you from Bob and Ray's overstocked warehouse.
Good news for you, bad news for us. We've really done it again, friends.
Yes, we've done it again, and we need your help to get out of it.
We don't know where it came from, but we've just discovered a shipment of something that we think will appeal to owners of Chinese restaurants who are looking to save money, or just to people with an unusual sense of humor who might want to entertain their dinner guests.
It's approximately 17 cases of slightly irregular fortune cookies.
What makes these fortune cookies slightly irregular is the actual fortune messages inside, which seem to have been placed there by a disgruntled employee of the factory that made them.
We have a few samples here, which we'll read to you now. The first one says, "You will soon be hit by a number 5 bus and spend several weeks in the hospital."
Another example reads, "Love will always find the person sitting across from you on a number 5 bus."
And we have time to read you one last sample, which is, "A coworker will steal your ideas and use them to gain a big promotion."
Fortune cookies brighten up everybody's day. So if you're in the market for approximately 17 cases of these slightly irregular fortune cookies, contact the Bob and Ray Overstocked Warehouse, care of New York.
And now, join us for another heart-wrenching episode of Major Hospital, the continuing story of a kindly army doctor named Major Hospital.
The makers of raw biscuit dough in a cardboard tube proudly present Mr. Sinus J. Clogg, renowned star of the moving, thrilling, runaway hit film, The Moving, Thrilling, Runaway Number 5 Bus, as the war-torn, self-doubting, no-nonsense, yet warm-hearted general surgeon named Major Hospital.
Now transferred stateside after serving 17 years overseas, Major Hospital reports for his first day at Walter Breed Army Medical Center. He knocks on the door of his immediate superior, the officer in charge of general surgery, whose name is General Surgeon.
Enter.
General Surgeon.
Ah, Major Hospital. Come in, come in.
Thank you, sir.
Sit down, please. Coffee?
No, it's fine, sir.
What's fine, Major?
The chair, General. There's no coffee on the chair.
Good, good. That's fine. You know, the last man I had in here was very nervous. Couldn't sit still. Twitchy.
Ah, Captain Twitchy. I served with him in the Gulf. Decent fellow.
No, I mean he was twitchy and nervous, Major.
In that case, General, I'd order him to lay off coffee for a while.
Are you always this quick with your diagnoses, Major?
17 years overseas in combat surgeries does that to a man, General.
Good, good. That's fine.
Did you do any time overseas, General?
Oh, no. Well, you see, I wanted to go, but I have these rather sensitive feet.
I understand, sir.
Army boots, rough terrain, all that. You understand.
I understand, sir, yes. I do like your bunny slippers, General.
Oh, Thank you. Gift from the missus. They're dashed comfy, especially when you consider all the hours I have to put in behind this desk.
Yes, sir.
But I do feel that if I had been allowed to serve over there, I...
Yes, sir.
No matter. Each to his own special abilities, eh?
Yes, sir.
Right. Good. That's fine. So, that being said, I thought, as to your new position here at Walter Breed, due to your extensive experience in the field and your years of handling combat emergencies, what better place for you, Major, than...
Then what, sir?
Tune in to our next exciting episode of Major Hospital to find out Major Hospital's new duty assignment at Walter Breed, when we'll hear Private Office say,
Major Hospital, the new paper clips have arrived.
That's next time on Major Hospital, brought to you by the makers of raw biscuit dough in a cardboard tube. Well, Ray, it hardly seems possible, but it looks like we're at the end of another one of these shows.
I guess you're right, Bob, but before we go, I think we should remind our audience that Matinee with Bob and Ray is produced in New York by Zed Peter Tull, who has known and loved but one woman in his life, and that woman was Miss September.
The associate producer is Phil Boyd Studge, who has had it up to here with the coffee they serve in the building.
Musical accompaniment was by Ross Bernhardt on the mighty Wurlitzer organ. Audio engineering by Larry Groby. Now, this is Ray Goulding, reminding you to write if you get work.
Bob Elliott, reminding you to hang by your thumbs.
This is the Findlay Family Network.
And that's our show for this time. Our cast is simple. Pete Lutz in Texas. He played Ray. John Bell in Alabama. He played, Bob. Music was created live by Ross Bernhardt in Texas. Larry Groby, also in Texas, handled production. Pete Lutz wrote the script, and we hope you enjoyed his efforts for this Project Audion original. If you did, you know what? Give it a thumbs up on your computing device, and tell someone else to go listen. If you only heard the show, don't forget you can watch the performance in action on YouTube. And if you watched it, try it again without the pictures, like radio. And no matter what, on behalf of all of us at Project Audion, thanks for listening.
Major Hospital, the continuing story of a kindly army doctor named General Hospital.
Major Hospital.
What did I say?
You said General.
Oh, my God.
Promoted him.
Oh, no. Private hospital. Major Hospital.
Private hospital room. That's his cousin.